Hello, Americans and other friends and subscribers around the world. Morning coffee from the van. What we do, we've been talking about doing a little sit-down chat, and then, you know, since we got the van, sometimes you just say, hey, let's go somewhere. Or let's go have coffee in the van. Let's cruise somewhere, but looking forward to some road trips, future road trips. Haven't got back to all the comments, but I think it was Linda was saying something about saying how we should open up because we're talking about sending a bunch of stuff to the auction, and was it Ron Ray?
I think so.
Ron Ray ended up telling her back, because she'd said, and Ron was right, that we'd had a store some time back, and it definitely, man, ties you down, and it's just not...
Do I need to take that thing away from
yeah,
you?
well, hey, man, talk while I'm doing this. Sorry. I guess we're not out of service range, though, now are we?
No.
Trying to help my daughter, man.
I know.
Carly's having changed her battery in her, because her old Jeep, I ended up trading, because I'm sure you've seen it. If you watch our videos, the old Jeep Cherokee, she actually had the motor, or helped do it, but paid too, but had the motor rebuilt in it. Which I'm so happy that she did that, because, man, both of me and her just... not everybody else, man. Me and her have bonded. I actually traded 2 guns for that Cherokee, man, way back, and I drove it for...
a long time.
And Cara loved it from day one, man. And, man, we had lots of good hunting and fishing trips and everything. And then Cara had actually ended up with a little... Remember that one? It was almost like a go-kart. It was smaller than the Mazda, that little Datsun. Remember? Man, me and Cara drove it back.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
It was tiny.
Yeah, and I ended up... so I ended up trading her, because she wanted the Jeep so bad. And... so I ended up trading her that little pickup stuff for the Jeep. But anyway, she just rebuilt the thing, or the motor, and then called us yesterday or day before. And she was coming over, and her dang battery, so she changed her battery, and we think it's her alternator. So then I've been going back and forth too, you know, the alternator and we've pretty much determined, or she's pretty much determined the alternator, but you got, you know, these old vehicles, you got the coils too, and coils will give you fits.
And anytime you have in your electrical system like that one part of it that is going bad, it just wears out everything else.
Yep.
So.
But the cool thing about this these old, you know, the thing that I love about it is her dad actually, he's an old hippie mechanic guy. He was awesome. He's passed away now, but he, you know, Grandpa had taught me stuff, mostly tires and all that, but Terry had gave me, the one thing that stuck with me forever, and especially on these old ones, man, is when you have a problem, you just go to the source, man, because then you follow it, man, and if you've got spark and you have fuel, you should have fire. So if you don't have those two things that lead to fire, then all you got to do is start following it back from the source, you know, so it's... And that's how I've taught myself to work on vehicles.
Yeah, the newer vehicles.
Yeah, the new vehicles, man, the fuel injection, all that. Holy crap.
It's a little bit more complicated.
And under pressure and all that. But anyway, so I'll leave the phone alone for a minute. But we thought we'd do a little chat here. We got we've been just taking little excursions. Oh, and I was talking about Ron Ray and stuff, answering that. And answering Linda saying about the store, and man, Ron hit it, you know, right on the head, other than, you know, saying that now that we got the van is, you know, traveling stuff in our future, but what we plan on using the van for, you know, and our main goals, we're not, you know, the vintage van lifer thing or whatever, you know, we throw that in there and all that stuff. You know, we've been we got gypsy souls and nomads and all that, you know, all the way back to the motorhome days. But we also, that whole time, our dream when we lived in the motorhome was to have a homestead or a home base to,
Whoa, what are you doing?
He just keeps staring at me like that, man. You're freaking me out, dude. I don't like you need to be even.
Oh,
Yeah, so you're staring at my ears. But that was always our dream, was to I've seen that in the camera. But our dream was always to have, a home base, man, especially when, the chips are down or whatever, man. It is so nice. Or you're
just tired.
You're just flat tired of people.
Yeah.
And that was the one thing we always liked about the motorhome, though, is you could, we'd go somewhere, man, and everybody's happy to see you, and you're happy to see them, and then you get tired of it, man. You just go out there and start it up, and away you go, man. New area, so we always love that, too. But our plan with the van is mostly what we want to use it for is we want to go mushroom hunt.
And stay the night.
Yeah, and stay, and I mean, right in our hills, around here, because we get up there, and it's not, way far. There's some pretty crazy and rough roads that we take that, man, we'd much rather just sleep right on the patch. And then not only that, going up in Moscow and going to see Uncle Earl and actually camp out and explore those areas in northern Idaho. And then the one trip that we want to take for sure is we want to go over the rainforest in northwestern, Olympia rainforest over there. And then one of our other things, as we go along too, is to go to all the national parks. But,
and there is a up by Lolo Pass.
Yes,
that's the largest tamarack.
We'll be seeing that in the spring for sure, man. The largest tamarack in the world.
Yeah,
so
they believe that it is.
Yeah, so definitely. So I mean, what I'm saying is, yes, we're going to travel, and there will be a little more traveling videos and stuff like that. But our plan still will be the homestead, And like I said, there's some changes coming this spring.
They're going to help.
That's going to help and boost it and all that stuff, And I keep talking about it. I just haven't. I don't count my chickens before they're hatched, but everything, man, and everything's still in line. There's some pretty big changes coming, and we're excited about it. And definitely plan on getting more trees and stuff like that. And the one thing that we can, man, I miss my goats. Every day. Every day, every day I miss my goats. But one thing that that we can do without having the goats and having to, because I never like to lock them up. And then they're my dogs. They came to my door. I like to just let them run around. But man, they were heck on our, our fruit trees and all that. So that's the one. You take the good with the bad. That's one thing.
See the positive.
We'll still have to deal with the deer. Because got tons of deer. And I wouldn't. Not that I wouldn't take back Nick and Knack in a flash, but I don't know if I'll get
more.
Those might be the. Yeah, maybe sometime down the road. Actually,
never say never.
No, and actually, I would, if I was going to get something, I think I would rather get which is the same line, but a sheep, man. I'd love to have sheep for the wool and stuff. Yeah. Down the road, who knows. Yeah. But yes, there's definitely going to be some vintage van life and, cruising and a lot of mushroom hunting and fishing, man. That's my, our main two things for this.
Well, before we bought the property and moved and started the homestead, that was our recreation. That's what we did. And we really...
The camping and going out and staying. So we were all, we still have all our camping, our Dutch, everything. We still have all that. But what you're trying to say, now we live it.
Well, no, this is so much time-consuming to getting... shelter. Just like the first year. We didn't have time
here on the homestead?
Yeah, to do it.
Yeah, because our life has always been the outdoors. Always. Yeah, so always will be.
As we
get it to where we can...
farther on the homestead, we'll have more time to...
where you ain't got the stress, even though you don't get the, the next wood crib, or you don't get the, the big walk-in smoker done and something like that, it's not going to affect your winter as long as your wood's in. I guess it will definitely, we'll be around here for that. Yeah. But I just want to say is we're not going to be, we're not going full time. No. We're definitely going to do some part time. And I don't want to go over and see my brother, over in Vancouver, and I'd like to get down and see my other daughter down in Southern Oregon, and grandbabies down there. So there's some little, and everything is fairly close. And then, of course, I'd love to go down and see Dave and go down to Yuma, Arizona. We'd like to do that this winter, and never say never, because, depending on how things work out and stuff
Right.
like that, we may end up saying, hey, we're going down to Arizona for a couple weeks. So, so I just wanted to touch base on that. But, you know, Ron pretty much had it. He knew what was... He knew what was happening.
He's been paying attention.
He knew what was happening. What else,
That
Miss
sweater
Kitty?
is like really cozy.
Yeah, it's all cozy. Oh, that's why I wear it, so you'll cuddle up on me.
It's nice.
Yep, clutch dog hairs, huh? Yeah. But, yeah, Kai's out chasing squirrels or something.
Yeah, running through mud puddles.
Yeah, he's a mess, man. That's why we had to actually put a, you know, because we let him get up here on the bed and stuff when we're cruising, but actually had to tie a leash to the base of that chair.
So
man,
that he
because
couldn't with Maddie.
because it's been raining, what, for 3 days now, 2 or 3 days. So I do got to get some stuff done and get back to Homestead and stuff. So I'm gonna have to get back and do that after it. We got a lot of. Oh, and I did the video last night listing, and that's what we're gonna go
Home to do.
Yep, home to do now. But we just had to go take a
break.
Take a break today. But pretty much we just took a break and sat in the van.
Yeah, I need
It's
to put
pouring.
our to-go cups that are insulated in here. My coffee's
Anyway,
already
man, we'll
cold.
do something. Man, I want to go fishing. That's where I really wanted to freaking take off to. We kicked it around. But we've got to get, because we've got to have our stuff ready to go to the auction by
whatever day it is that they
we're gonna be leaving up here at like 4 a.m. man, to get down there. That light's starting to blink.
It's okay, it'll blink like that for about 15 minutes.
No, really? That's what you
Yeah.
said last time. It went off in 3.
Okay, well then wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Anything else we were gonna touch on, or any questions, or any? Look, you got this fancy stove and this counter. Look at that stove cooking video. To make me some breakfast. How to make oatmeal.
Well, oatmeal is very good
Yeah,
for you.
it is very good.
Yeah.
And she does do little
Yeah.
tricks that makes it even that much better.
Yeah.
Mo better. All right, man. So I guess that's good enough for today. Check in. So, do anything else fun and exciting today? I might film it. It might be on tomorrow's video. But good Lord willing, and the creeks don't rise. We'll see you again tomorrow.